hope you get it.
Cool, so we're gonna walk through the paperwork here and how to use it as a closing tool. And Derek, at what point in the conversation are you gonna start to do this paperwork thing?
Well, usually a lot of times when they ask me how much the price is, I'll go over the price and I'll go, just let me show you how it works. You know, I'll just show them, let's say that to them. And then I break the distance because a lot of times you're farther away. So I break this and get in close. So like we're on the same team now.
Yeah.
I mean, usually I'm doing this, so we're standing looking at it together.
Yeah.
For the exercise
For the video purposes.
I'm gonna do it this way. It's like, so the first thing I do, these are my service notes.
Okay.
Everything you need for your property, I customize it for you. You know, every house is different. So you want the spiders taken care of, you have everything you ask me to take care of. I do that so when my tech is out here tomorrow, so I'm telling him I'm making his house special with the service notes. This is usually the first thing I do. I'm telling him, look, whatever you need, it's going to get done. Your house is more, it's your house and it's more special than anybody else's.
Yeah.
And you know, then I tell them also next. It's kind of going backwards. I could go this way, but I feel if I tell them what I'm gonna do for them first, they're gonna be like, "Oh wow, he's doing a lot for me." Then it's easier to say, "Now we're always gonna notify you before we come out. So we'll either send you a text, an email, or a voicemail. What works best for you?" Depending on their answer, let's say it's a text. I'll say, "What's the best?" You know, okay.
Yeah, text message.
Okay, what's the best number? And then I write that in there. So right then, at that point, I know I'm signing them up because they're giving me that number, and I can put the pen in the paper.
All right, so just to clarify, when you lead in with the paperwork, you're doing a soft close at first.
Yes.
And then you're doing a hard close with the, with what? With the notification?
Well, yeah, with the notification, I'm getting their number saying, this is how we're gonna get a hold of you. Which one works best for you?
Yeah.
I get that from them, then I know, okay, it's a harder close.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of going gradually from softer to harder.
Yeah.
In some cases, I might even just say, oh, you know, after I explain this to them, sometimes I don't put anything in there. I'll say, well, I'm gonna put your name in. Actually, you know what? I'll just give them the paperwork. And then once they fill that out, that's when I know it's like, dude,
For sure.
I'm signing you up.
Yeah.
You know, but in the instance I don't do that yet, I'll start doing more closes with these with the guaranteed coverage.
Okay.
Okay. So I still have a bunch of aces in my back pocket that I haven't used yet. So I'll say, well, look, all these bugs are under guaranteed coverage. Now, what that means is there's 100% money back guarantee. Now, this is like one of the biggest aces that you can actually pull out because it's saying, now, if I have to come back in between quarterlies for the same problem more than 2 times, and make sure you say the same problem. Because if you just say, if I come back more than 2 times, they could have it's ants, one of the spiders, and the next time it's you know, water bugs. And then they think they're gonna get a refund. Right. But be specific. It says for the same problem. For the same problem more than twice within that same quarter, we refund your money. Now, most of the time, people will just hear refund your money, and they're like, "Oh, wow, that's awesome! It's 100% money back guarantee." So I'm using soft closes with the guaranteed coverage.
Okay.
So when I'm talking to them, I'm just gonna start circling. And then a lot of times they're like, "Okay, great," and then I come down and we already discussed the pricing, you know, so I'll have that filled out, and then that's when I come to the credit card, and this is kind of a harder close. It's where I'll say, look, usually we use a debit or a credit, you know, and if they say they don't feel comfortable doing that, I say, oh, well, we use void checks as well. And then I'll say, do you want to grab that for me? And once they go and grab that, I finish filling out this paperwork here. And this is very important. Do not, okay, when you put your first date in, like in May, do not just put X's for the next you know, quarter.
Right, you're going to indicate the price and the service.
Yes, instead of, because if you don't put the price in these, they're gonna a lot of times they can say, oh, they didn't know. Yeah. Okay, so after that's all filled out, I get their credit card information. Thank you. I circle this, say I need your initials here, autograph here. I never say I need you to sign here or anything like that. That's just say initials and autograph. Yeah. Or your verification or something here, something along those lines.
Okay. So just to reiterate, why pull out paperwork? When pull out paperwork? What's the power and value of the paperwork as far as sealing the deal?
Well, this you want to pull out your paperwork as soon as possible, because then you're going to weed out your buyers a lot faster. You can spend 30 seconds with a non-buyer and a few minutes with a buyer. It's that.
Yeah, because you could be talking for 30 minutes to somebody who's not going to sign up.
Yeah.
And you'd be in their backyard, they'd be showing you this, that, talking forever. Or in the first 3 minutes, you could pull out the paperwork and you could find out how serious they are real quick.
Yeah, and that definitely, a lot of times they go, oh, hey, I don't want to do, and you're like, okay, well, then you kind of go over that because it could be a smoke screen, when you're explaining it. And if they say no, they don't want to do it, then you go to the next door and you do it.
Right.